Welcome to the Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center. In 2004, a national level institute AMGITA has been started in the field of engineering and technology as per guidelines of All India Council for Technical Education AICTE New Delhi. AMGITA is approved by AICTE New Delhi, Gujarat State and affiliated to Gujarat Technological University Ahmedabad, which is also known as GTU. Our goal is to be an institute of generative ideas so that we remain relevant to our society. The AMGITA has always been an organization on move with continuous effort on improving its processes and to maintain its relevance to the Indian science scenario, with adding new programs in its programmatic portfolio. We strongly believe in overall development of students, so for that we provide them a different platform like state level tech fest, project fair, different sports activity, which helps students to teach teamwork and problem solving skills to get physical health benefits, boost self esteem, and reduce pressure and stress for prove their skills in distinct area. Welcome students for the lecture of basic electrical engineering. Myself Professor Gaurang Se Patel from Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Students, today we are going to discuss about the chapter 2 AC circuit, and in this chapter we are discussing about how the three phase supply a three phase power is produced and how the balanced three phase power equation is going to be formed. Okay, and all and also we will discuss what is the benefits of three phase power over the single phase power. So these are the points that we are going to be covered in this lecture session. There is first, generation of three phase EMF or three phase power, three phase voltage and current. Then advantage of three phase power, or you can consider also three phase power, sometimes it is referred as a polyphase. Advantages of three phase power over a single phase power, then phase sequence, and then after what is the resultant EMF. Okay, so today that these are discussion is going to be happen in this video lecture. Okay students, today what we are going to discuss first of all what is the three phase circuit. Okay, as we know that there are we discuss about the single phase AC circuit. So similarly over here we are discussing the three phase AC circuit and how the three phase AC circuit power is going to be measured with help of two watt meters. That also we are going to discuss in this lecture session. Okay, now first of all the statement, or you can say that is when a generator produces AC in single circuit. Okay, this statements read carefully. When a generator produces AC, that means alternating current in a single circuit, the resultant EMF causes the current to vary periodically over a cycle. Okay, सब जब जनरेटर प्रोड्यूस करता है अल्टरनेटिंग करंट को, तो इस तरह का कुछ साइनोसॉइडल सिग्नल आपको मिलता है जो ये फिगर में दिया हुआ है. इस फिगर में वी कैन सी दैट दिस फिगर इट इज हैविंग द स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम जीरो, reach to the maximum level, then once again it will comes to the zero position, then negative maximum, and then it will reach to the zero once again. So such kind of signal we are knowing as a, that is AC sinusoidal signal. So this is the waveform, or this is the signal given for the voltage, and this signal is given for the current. So both signal are looking similar in this AC sinusoidal signal. So if only there is a one circuit, there is a single phase power we can consider, and if there is a multiple circuit or more than one circuit, then it is known as the polyphase circuit. Okay, so such kind of things, that is such a circuit is referred to as a single phase circuit, and the resulting current in this circuit is called the single phase current, as only a single current alternates at different intervals of time. So we can see over here there is a one signal that alternate at a different time, so that is known as a single phase circuit. Now another statement over here, that what it is suggested that however if two or more currents alternate simultaneously at different time intervals. Okay students, यहाँ पे आपको थोड़ा कंसंट्रेट करना पड़ेगा इस डेफिनेशन में कि भाई टू और मोर करंट्स अल्टरनेट साइमल्टेनियसली, यानी कि एक से ज़्यादा करंट एक के बाद एक अल्टरनेट हो रहा है विथ वेराइंग टाइम, यानी दोनों का टाइम अलग है लेकिन वो अल्टरनेट वेरी हो रहे हैं। देन द सर्किट इज रिफर्ड टू एज अ पॉलीफेज सर्किट, यानी कि एक सिग्नल एक करंट से अधिक अगर कोई करंट दूसरे सर्किट का फ्लो हो रहा है उसे पॉलीफेज सर्किट कहते हैं. So that is known as a polyphase circuit and the resulting current is called as a polyphase current. Okay, so I hope you understood what is the single phase circuit and what is the polyphase circuit. If in examination if they are saying to give the explanation of polyphase circuit, so don't be confused, it is nothing but the three phase or more than single phase circuit. Okay, polyphase is another name of the three phase circuit or three phase current. Okay, so now what we are discussing over here, in a polyphase system, these are some of the advantages are given over here in this circuit for the three phase or polyphase circuit. Some of the advantages is given. First advantage we will discuss, that is, in a polyphase system the power never falls to zero unless of course when there is a tripping, और इन अ सिंगल फेज सिस्टम द पावर में फॉल टू जीरो. सो पहला एडवांटेज क्या है स्टूडेंट कि भाई पॉलीफेज सिस्टम है उसमें पावर कभी भी जीरो नहीं हो जाएगा, यानी कि आपका जो लोड है उसे शट डाउन नहीं करना पड़ेगा या वहां पे पावर पहुंचता रहेगा. बट इन केस ऑफ सिंगल फेज सिस्टम दैट पावर इज गोइंग टू बी जीरो इफ देर इज सम फॉल्ट इज अकर ऑन द सिस्टम. ओके, now second term, that is the a polyphase transmission line requires less conductor than a single phase line for transmission of the same power. But it is said that polyphase transmission line requires less conductor. अगर आपको सेम अमाउंट का पावर, फॉर एग्जांपल आपको पावर फ्लो करना है 100 मेगावाट का या 100 किलोवाट का, तो जितने कंडक्टर्स सिंगल फेज में चाहिए उससे कम कंडक्टर्स हमें पॉलीफेज में चाहिए. ओके, now the third advantage, that is, for a given frame size a polyphase machine has greater output as compared to the output of single phase machine. उसका output single phase machine से ज़्यादा होगा. Okay, then next, polyphase motors have a starting torque, that is they are self starting. Single phase motors do not possessing a starting torque, so for starting these motors additional starting devices are to be used. Okay, so this point students suggested that polyphase motors have a starting torque. वो सेल्फ स्टार्टिंग होती है पॉलीफेज मोटर्स. ओके, जहाँ पे सिंगल फेज मोटर को स्टार्ट करने के लिए हमें एडिशनली उसका रिक्वायरमेंट फुलफिल करना पड़ेगा उसे स्टार्ट करने के लिए. ओके, नाउ polyphase motors have a uniform torque and single phase motors have a pulsating torque. So this one more difference is will be there, that is polyphase motors have a uniform torque and single phase motors have a pulsating torque, which may prove disadvantageous during the operation of large machines. जब बड़े machines को आप ऑपरेट करेंगे with compared to single phase we need a more operating torque, so that is one of the disadvantage during the operation of large machines. Okay, the next term, that is the polyphase motors require less space, that is they are compact. The single phase motors require more space for conveying the same amount of power. Okay, so that means polyphase motor is in size it is quite less with compared to the single phase motors. And another thing, that is the efficiency of the polyphase generator is high whereas that of the single phase generator is low. डेफिनेटली पॉलीफेज जनरेटर की जो एफिशिएंसी है वो सिंगल फेज जनरेटर से कुछ ज़्यादा होगी. ओके, now the parallel operation of polyphase generator is possible without any difficulty. It is not possible to operate the single phase generators in parallel. Okay, so हमें parallel operation, that means एक से ज़्यादा generators अगर parallel में हमें operate करने हैं तो that is possible through the polyphase generators, but it is in case of single phase generators it will be not possible. Okay, now next, that is transmission and distribution of polyphase power is cheaper as compared to that of single phase power. And that one more advantage, that is a polyphase generator though not compact is more economical in operation, and a single phase generator, though compact, is costly in use. So student, these all are the advantages, you can say, of the polyphase motors. Okay, now we will see how this three phase EMF is going to be generated, or we will discuss over here. There is a generation of three phase electromotive force, EMF, that is stands for, that is EMF, that is stands for electromotive force. Okay, now as per according to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, we know that whenever a coil is rotated in a magnetic field, there is an EMF induced in that coil, and this induced EMF is sinusoidal in nature. So students, हमें पता है कि जब भी कोई इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक इंडक्शन जो फैराडे का लॉ है उसमें क्या कहा गया कि भाई कोई भी अगर कॉयल है वो अगर मैग्नेटिक फील्ड में रोटेट करेगी तो उस कॉयल में क्या इंड्यूस होगा, दैट इज एन इंड्यूस्ड ईएमएफ इन दैट पर्टिकुलर कॉयल. नाउ अगर सिंगल कॉयल और सिंगल सर्किट है तो उसमें सिंगल फेज ईएमएफ जनरेट होगा, और एक से ज़्यादा अगर कॉयल्स है तो उसमें थ्री फेज EMF generate होगा. Okay, now say we consider three coils C1, C2 and C3 which are displaced 120 degree electrical from each other on the same axis. Okay, okay students, this is the figure given over here. You can see this is the N pole, ये यहाँ पे N pole दिया हुआ है और ये यहाँ पे S pole. That means there are two magnets are given there and three coils are placed in that particular two magnets. So three coils over here, that is considering for the C1, C2 and C3. Three coils are given. Single phase circuit में क्या था कि भाई दो magnets है उसमें सिर्फ एक coil दी गई थी. यहाँ पे हमें थ्री फेज पावर चाहिए तो यहाँ पे हमने थ्री coils यहाँ पे वाउंड किए. So this each coil having its own voltage and own current. Okay, so these three coils are placed 120 degree apart from each other. इसका इलेक्ट्रिकल एंगल क्या होगा पर्टिकुलर वन कॉयल से दूसरे कॉयल का, दैट इज द 120 डिग्री displaced to each other. Okay, now we can easily understood from the explanation given over here, that is the coils are rotating in a uniform magnetic field produced by the N and S poles in the counterclockwise direction with constant angular velocity. So students, what it will be says, whatever the magnetic field produced by these two magnets, magnetic pole N and S, if we move these coils with the angular velocity in clockwise direction, okay, that is in constant angular velocity with clockwise direction. Okay, so according to Faraday's law of EMFs will be induced in all the coils. So according to Faraday's law क्या है, हमने अभी डिस्कस किया है कि भाई कोई भी अगर मैग्नेटिक फील्ड में आप कॉयल रोटेट करते हो तो उसमें EMF इंड्यूस होगा. तो हम यहाँ पे भी इसको एक कांस्टेंट वेलोसिटी के साथ रोटेट कर रहे हैं तो ये तीन कोयलों में भी EMF अभी इंड्यूस हो जाएगा. ओके, नाउ फॉर द, अब हम डिस्कस करेंगे तीन जो EMF इंड्यूस हो रहे हैं उनकी पोजीशंस की. ओके, सो फॉर द कॉयल पोजीशन C1 द फ्लक्स लाइन विल बी पैरेलल टू द कॉयल. सो ये C1 है. ओके, यहाँ से फॉर एग्जांपल N और S का फ्लक्स प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है, ये N और S के बीच में. ओके, कुछ फ्लक्स यहाँ से प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है तो C1 उस मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स के एकदम पैरेलल में है. तो इस कंडीशन में क्या होगा, यहाँ पे इस कंडीशन में क्या होगा कि भाई EMF यहाँ पे जीरो इंड्यूस्ड होगा. यू कैन सी ओवर हियर flux linking with the coil C1 is 0. Flux will be 0. Sorry for the mistake, that is फ्लक्स लिंकिंग विद द कॉयल इज जीरो, क्योंकि ये बिल्कुल फ्लक्स के पैरेलल में है. तो फ्लक्स जो लिंक हो रहा है C1 के साथ वो जीरो है, बट EMF व्हाट इज इंड्यूस इट विल बी द मैक्सिमम. सो इस पोजीशन में यहाँ पे EMF मैक्सिमम इंड्यूस होगा और फ्लक्स जीरो लिंक होगा. तो सिमिलर केस में C2 और C3 में भी आएगा, बस C2 जब यहाँ पे अलाइन करेगा N2 S पोल के बीच में तो यहाँ पे भी EMF मैक्सिमम इंड्यूस होगा. जब C3 यहाँ पे अलाइन करेगा तो यहाँ पे भी EMF मैक्सिमम इंड्यूस होगा. तो इस तरह से अल्टरनेटिंग EMF जनरेट होगा जो हम एक ग्राफ में अभी उसको देखेंगे. ओके, Now, as per the discussion, as C1 moves in the counterclockwise direction, flux linking with it increases and the EMF induced decreases. Okay. Now, when C1 moves through 90 degree in the counterclockwise direction, flux linking with its maximum, but EMF induces zero. So, it is vice versa when it is aligned with the line, that flux linking with the zero. Please remember this student, जब वो पैरेलल में होता है फ्लक्स के साथ तो उसमें फ्लक्स जीरो लिंक रहता है, तब उसका ईएमएफ मैक्सिमम उसमें इंड्यूस होता है. ओके. नाउ द सेम प्रोसीजर फॉलो फॉर C2 एंड C3. एज आई डिस्कस, जैसे C1 को हम कांस्टेंट वेलोसिटी के साथ घुमा रहे हैं, वही प्रोसीजर C2 और C3 में भी हम फॉलो करेंगे. सो और प्लीज कीप इन माइंड दैट ईच एंड एवरी कॉइल वी डिस्प्लेस 120 डिग्री अपार्ट. सो जो हमें इलेक्ट्रिकल सिग्नल की स्ट्रेंथ मिलेगी वो भी एक दूसरे से 120 डिग्री अपार्ट मिलेगी. ओके. सो हियर the statement, it is stated that hence C1, C2 and C3 are displaced electrically by 120 degree. The EMFs induced in these three coils will have a phase difference of 120 degree. Okay. So that is, if the induced EMF in coil C1 has the phase of 0 degree, then the induced EMF in coil C2 will have a phase of 120 degree, and that in C3 will have a phase of 240 डिग्री. ओके. सो तीनों C1, C2 एंड C3 है, वहां पे इतना 120 डिग्री का डिस्प्लेसमेंट रहेगा. ओके. सो स्टूडेंट, हियर दिस इज द वेवफॉर्म और ग्राफ इज गिवन ओवर हियर. So here initially you can see there are three lines will be there. You can easily see over here. This is the line, or this is, you consider there is a voltage of or EMF induced in the C1. Okay. Then it is EMF induced in the C2, and then this is the line EMF induced in the C3. So one thing you can observe that at when C1 is at the maximum, this is the maximum. Okay. This is the zero level. Okay. This is the zero, you can see. This is the maximum when this voltage is attained. So each and every phase having a different time for reaches the maximum level. यहाँ पे अगर आपको C1 यहाँ पे मैक्सिमम पे मिल रहा है तो C2 उसके बाद में उस टाइम पे C2 कहाँ पे, C2 की पोजीशन ये रही यहाँ पे है, और C3 it is almost near from that. But the reaching time of maximum, that is, you can say here at the 0 degree C1 is at the maximum. Now where C2 is maximum at the 120 degree. Okay, you can see over here 120 degree, and C3 over here, that is maximum at the 240 degree. So after each break interval of 120 degree, each and every waveform is going to be maximum at the one time. So over here C1 will have maximum induced EMF followed by C2 and then C3. So the complete wave shape may be as shown in the figure. So this is the complete waveform, and that's how the three phase power is going to be produced in that circuit. Okay. Now we will see the phase sequences of that particular three phase circuit. Okay. So what is the phase sequences, students? We can see over here. The order in which the three coil EMFs or currents attain their peak values is called the phase sequence. First of all, क्या है definition phase sequence की, यहाँ पे हम concentrate करेंगे थोड़ा सा कि भाई the order in which the three coil EMF or currents attain their peak values. Peak values, that means ये जो तीन coil अपनी पीक वैल्यू पे पहुंचती है, दैट इज द पीक वैल्यू फॉर द C1, दिस इज द पीक वैल्यू फॉर द C2, एंड दिस इज द पीक वैल्यू फॉर द C3. सो द ऑर्डर इन विद द थ्री कॉयल EMF, आइदर EMF दैट मीन्स आइदर इट इज अ वोल्टेज और आइदर इट इज अ करंट. सो पहले C1 यहाँ पे मैक्सिमम पे पहुंचता है, बाद में C2 यहाँ पे मैक्सिमम पे पहुंचता है, और बाद में C3 यहाँ पे मैक्सिमम पे पहुंचता है. So that is known as the phase sequence. Okay. So it is customary to denote the three phase by the three colors, that is red, yellow and blue. So हमें three phase को three color में उसको हम represent करते हैं, that is red, yellow and blue, R, Y, B. Now we will see, thus if the EMF of Y phase lags that of R phase by 120 degree. Okay, Y phase जो है वो R phase से 120 डिग्री लेट कर रहा है, एंड द EMF ऑफ B phase लेग्स दैट ऑफ y phase by 120 degree. ये कैसे होता है, that will I will explain you in the detail as well. So please keep concentrate over here. So the order in which the peak EMFs appear will be R, Y and B. Okay. Now R, Y and B thus becomes the three-phase sequence. Over here red, yellow and blue, that is the becomes the three-phase sequence. So पहले R का maximum होगा, बाद में Y का maximum होगा और बाद में B का maximum होगा. How it will, I will show you in this through these equations. Now here since C1 that is the R phase coil. Okay, R phase की अगर हम कॉयल का कंसिडर करेंगे C1, सिमिलरली Y के लिए हम C2 एंड B के लिए C3 कंसिडर करते हैं. देन what is the position first of all for the C1? Over here you can see this is the position for C1. At the first position it is C1, it is having the maximum value, you can see over here. So for that we will write the equation, that is E stands for the EMF and R stands for the R phase. So EMF of R phase is equal to EM cos omega t. Okay, so students must भी टेक केयर ऑफ दैट. और यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा आप कॉन्सेंट्रेट कीजिए कि यहाँ पे हमने क्या लिखा है कि भाई आर फेज का ईएमएफ है, दिस वन आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस फेज. ओके, आर फेज का जो ईएमएफ है वो कितना है, तो कि भाई EM cos ओमेगा 2 जितना है. आर फेज का EMF कितना है, EM cos ओमेगा t जितना है. वहां पे EM cos ओमेगा t का मीनिंग क्या है, EM दैट इज द मैक्सिमम EMF दैट इट विल बी अटेन. सो मैक्सिमम EMF कहाँ पे अटेन हो रहा है, यहाँ पे C1 का, क्योंकि C1 के लिए हमने R चूज किया था. तो यहाँ पे मैक्सिमम EMF यहाँ पे अटेन हो रहा है एट द कॉस ओमेगा टी. ओमेगा क्या है, उसकी एंगुलर वेलोसिटी. ये ओमेगा जो है, क्योंकि तीनों कॉयल हमें कांस्टेंट एंगुलर वेलोसिटी के साथ हम रोटेट कर रहे हैं स्टूडेंट्स. तीनों कॉयल हम क्या कर रहे हैं, कांस्टेंट एंगुलर वेलोसिटी के साथ रोटेट कर रहे हैं. तो यहाँ पे एंगुलर वेलोसिटी के लिए ओमेगा आएगा और टी टाइम विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम के इतने टाइम पे ये अटेंड कर रहा है. तो कौन से टाइम पे अटेंड कर रहा है, तो टी टाइम पे ये अटेंड कर रहा है. दैट्स व्हाई इट इज टी इज डिनोटेड फॉर द टी. नाउ व्हेन ओमेगा टी इज इक्वल टू 0, at that time ER is equal to EM. Okay, जब आप omega t, this you will consider as 0, so cos omega t, that is cos 0, that is become 1. So that's why ER is equal to EM. So at that time when omega t is equal to 0, that means this position students, what I told you, that means this position. Okay, that means this position when omega t is equal to 0. omega t क्या है, हमारी एंगुलर वेलोसिटी. और यहाँ पे एंगुलर वेलोसिटी, यहाँ पे पोजीशन क्या है, ये 0 की पोजीशन है अपने C1, और C1 यानी R1. ओके, तो यहाँ पे ये पोजीशन 0 है. एट दैट टाइम योर EM दैट इज योर मैक्सिमम EMF, यहाँ पे तब मैक्सिमम EMF जनरेट हो रहा है. ओके, नाउ आई थिंक यू विल क्लियर इट मोर. ओके, सो इस टाइम पे तुम्हारा E फेज, R फेज का जो EMF है वो मैक्सिमम है. कब, जब आपका ओमेगा टी 0 है. नाउ एज वी कैन सी फॉर द फर्दर, if you write down ER is equal to EM cos omega t, where omega t is equal to 0, in another form, because it is a sinusoidal power, so we have to consider in a sine form. So if you convert it into the sine form, you can be write down in place of cos omega t, you can write down it is a sine omega t minus theta. Okay, because sine omega t minus साइन ओमेगा टी माइनस 90 डिग्री, क्योंकि ये माइनस 90 डिग्री से लेग कर रहा है, तब उसकी पोजीशन है EM मैक्स. ओके, विच माइनस 90 डिग्री आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट. वंस अगेन स्टूडेंट्स, जब ये कॉयल C1 इस पोजीशन पे चली जाएगी, ओके, इस पोजीशन पे चली जाएगी, तब ये मैक्सिमम अटेंड करेगी. दैट्स वाई इट, अभी हम EMF की बात कर रहे हैं, तो अभी तो ये 0 पे है, ये 0 पे है, लेकिन यहाँ ये 90 डिग्री से माइनस है. यहाँ पे आएगी तब 90 डिग्री आएगी स्टूडेंट्स, यू कैन अंडरस्टूड. यहाँ पे आएगी तब 90 डिग्री आएगी. तो दैट्स वाई इट इज रिटन डाउन, इट इज माइनस ओमेगा टी माइनस 90 डिग्री. वो उसकी एंगुलर वेलोसिटी -90 डिग्री से पीछे है. ओके, so I try my best to make you understood this concept because it is very important concept for the three phase supply. Okay, that's why I am going to depth in this discussion. So that is Em sin omega t minus 90 degree. Okay, so when you written down for the R phase, Er is equal to Em sin omega t minus 90 degree. Of course, our three R, Y and B, that is apart from 120 degree each other. It is apart from 120 degree each other. So that is you can write down over here for the Y phase, क्योंकि Y phase की कोयल है, Y phase की जो कोयल है वो -120 डिग्री उससे लेग कर रही है. दैट्स वाई वी आर write down over here that is a -120 degree. and B फेस की जो कोयल है वो यहाँ से 240 डिग्री लेग करिए. ये 3 कॉइल्स हैं हमारे. वंस अगेन आई विल शो यू. ये 3 कॉइल्स है. दिस इज C1 for R, Y and B. Okay, when you can see if this is the 90 degree, this is the position of 90 degree. So if you write down over here for C1 -90 degree, of course you have to write down add, that is it is C2, that is -120 degree, and this is -240 degree. So now you can understood how the equation we can derive from this angular velocity, students. Okay, how the equation is going to be formed over here with the angular velocity, that is for ER, that is Em sin omega t minus 90, Ey that is Em sin omega t minus 90 minus 120 degree, and Eb for the B phase, that is Em sin omega t minus 90 minus 240 degree. That's why R, Y and B three phases are comes. Okay, so from that this is the phase sequence you can easily understood. Now this is the phase sequence, students. Okay, so from the phase sequence now you can consider over here the resultant EMF. अब हमने फेज सीक्वेंस तो स्टडी कर लिया. अब रिजल्टेंट ईएमएफ क्या रहेगा? ओके, व्हाट इज द रिजल्टेंट ईएमएफ? दैट इज इलेक्ट्रोमोटिव फोर्स. सो टोटल हमें कितना इलेक्ट्रोमोटिव फोर्स हमारे थ्री फेज सर्किट में प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है, अगर वो हमें देखना है तो कैसे हम देखेंगे रिजल्टेंट ईएमएफ. नाउ वंस अगेन वी विल सी ओवर हियर, दैट इज द एन एंड एस पोल इज गिवन इन दिस फिगर, and 3 coils are given, R, Y and B, and each and every coil, if you consider a single line over here, that each and every coil having a 120 degree displacement, as I discussed to you, students. So now say we consider the coils R, Y and B position in the magnetic field over here. This is the, assume that magnetic field is present in between N pole and S pole. Okay, so we consider the coils R, Y and B position in the magnetic field and rotating in the counter clockwise direction. It is the, student, this is the direction of clockwise and we are considering it is a opposite of it, so that's why it is known as the counterclockwise direction. Okay, so it is the counterclockwise direction is given over here. Now we can see for the coil position shown, coil R will initially have 0 EMF. Okay, so initially यहाँ पे R का क्या है, 0 EMF है. now induce in it, and it is followed by coil Y and B. Okay, यहाँ पे जो the wave shape will then will be in figure. यहाँ पे क्या दिया हुआ कि भाई R phase जब 0 पे है, this is the 0, then Y phase you can see यहाँ पे तब पोजीशन Y phase की क्या है और B phase की तब पोजीशन क्या है. Okay, this is the at 0 degree, this is the position for Y phase. R phase is quite higher, Y phases, and B phase is 240 degree more above than the R phase. Okay, so now we will understand the wave shape will then be as figure 5.3. This is the wave shape. Now we will understand that. So what we can write, ER is equal to EM sin omega t, students, that what we already discussed, EM sin omega t. So ये ER जो है R फेज में कितना EMF इंड्यूस हो रहा है, तो कि भाई साइन ओमेगा टी जितना. कोई भी यहाँ पे डिग्री नहीं दिया हुआ है क्योंकि यहाँ पे ये पोजीशन 0 है, EMF ये पोजीशन यहाँ पे 0 है. दैट्स वाई EM साइन ओमेगा टी जितना ईएमएफ आर फेज में इंड्यूस हो रहा है पर्टिकुलर इस टाइम पे. सो एट दैट टाइम वाई फेज में कितना हो रहा है, ये है वाई फेज का ईएमएफ. ओके, सो वाई फेज में कितना हो रहा है, यू कैन सी इट इज -120 डिग्री, -120 डिग्री. सो दैट इज इट इज -120 डिग्री. एंड बी फेज में कितना हो रहा है, दैट इज द बी फेज. ओके, so that is the B phase, or you can see it is the -240 degree, that is omega t minus 240 degree. And you can also very well understood from the phasor diagram as well. So this is the phasor diagram that I am representing to you guys. So the above equations can be represented by their phasor diagram. So this is the phasor diagram you can see over here. Just a moment. Okay, so from that phasor diagram you can see this is the ER. So there is no phase angle is there, so that's why ER is equal to EM sin omega t is given, and it is the anti-clockwise direction. So over here this is the position of Y. Okay, this is the position of Y, you can see over here this is the position of Y, and which is -120 degree. Over here it is -120 degree because all the three phases aparted, or we wound the three coils with the 120 degree displacement. Okay students, ये चीज हमें भूलनी नहीं है कि तीनों जो coils है वो 120 degree apart में हमें दी गई है. Okay, so these three coils are given as the three different phase angle. Okay, so that's why this EM sin omega t minus 120 डिग्री, क्योंकि ये यहाँ से -120 डिग्री रहेगा. ठीक है, ER से तो ये 120 डिग्री दिया हुआ है. फिर B की पोजीशन क्या है यहाँ पे, वंस अगेन 120 प्लस 120. सो यहाँ पे यहाँ से अब इसको अगर हम रेफरेंस मान के चलेंगे ER को, तो 120 plus 120 that is 240. That's why EB is equal to EM sin omega t minus 240 degree. So the above equations can be represented by the phasor diagram, as we can see. That's how these three equations can be written down. For the R phase EM sin omega t, it is from here. For the Y phase EM sin omega t 1 minus 120 minus 120 degree, it is from there. And for the B phase it is 120 plus 120, set that is omega t minus 240 degree. So that's how three phase can be considered. Okay, now we will see if it is assumed that the voltages are balanced. Okay, for the balanced voltage what we have to say, if it is assumed that the voltages are balanced, EVA, that means EVA ER is equal to EY is equal to EB is equal to E. मतलब कि तीनों फेज के वोल्टेज बैलेंस है, कोई भी उसमें फ्लक्चुएशंस नहीं हो रहे हैं. किस वोल्टेज की हम बात कर रहे हैं स्टूडेंट्स, ये जो थ्री फेज है, आर फेज, Y phase and B phase, they each and every voltage that is three phase are balanced. At that situation, ER is equal to EY is equal to EB is equal to E. That means ER is equal to E at 0 degree, EY that we saw from the phasor diagram, that is at -120 degree, and EB that is we can see that it is from -240 degrees. So this is the condition for the, this is the balance condition for the three phase circuit. If in examination if they are asked what is the balance condition, that is the ER is equal to EY is equal to EB is equal to E, and it is displaced by ER is displaced with the 0 degree. Over here you can see once again it is a 0 degree because it is a reference we are taking. EY that is 120 degree and EB that is at an angle of -240 degree. So what will be the resultant? Okay, what will be the resultant? Then the resultant of there, that 3 will be, if you add this ER plus EY plus EB, simply E at an angle of 0. This is for the Y phase and this is for the B phase. So now if you add these, for first there is a 0, because now once again our sinusoidal supply have two components. One is the real, that is the cos, and one is the imaginary component. So over here cos 0 and j sin 0, you can see what is the value of e cos 0 and j sin 0. Okay, now e cos 120 degree minus j sin 120 degree, and cos 240 minus j sin 240 degree. So resultant will, you will get the resultant that is equal to 0. So then the resultant of the 3 will be 0. At the balance condition, the resultant voltage is equal to 0. So you can say that if the three voltages are equal and balanced, then resultant will be 0. You can easily understood from this equation. Okay, so students, I hope you will definitely get these 2 points, that is the resultant voltage at the balance condition, and how the three phase circuit is going to be formed, how the three phase voltage is going to be produced, and what is the difference between single phase circuit and three phase circuit, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of three phase circuit over a single phase circuit. So if any questions come from these three parameters, you can easily write it down. So I hope you understood this discussion as what we discussed in today's lecture. Okay, student.